And we are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 101, where we discuss recent K-pop news and events, have a visit from Cousin Harold, and give you the state of the nation. Let's get it.
Woo.
All right, news and events from last week. We got a happy one for once, right?
Yay.
Red Velvet's Wendy returns.
Oh, okay, that's
So
good.
on August 21st, Red Velvet released their cover of BoA's Milky Way for the ongoing celebration of BoA's 20th year in the industry. The release marked Wendy's first return to the group for her first activities in 8 months following the injuries she sustained during her fall at Gayo Daejeon in December. Following the release, SM Entertainment shared that Wendy has been making great progress in her recovery and will only participate in Red Velvet activities that will not strain her. Wow.
I'm glad to hear she's doing better.
I'm glad to hear that as well. It was very concerning.
Scary, yeah.
It was very scary. It's been a while too, right? Like
Yeah.
Bro, it's been a good
half a year. Or?
almost to the day 8 months from when it happened, because it happened around Christmas time, right?
Yep,
so,
yep.
Right.
so
It happened
literally
end of
about
the year.
8 months.
Man, well,
That's crazy.
Jesus. I guess she spent most of the year in the hospital.
Hospital/physical therapy, I'm assuming.
Oh my
which is-
goodness.
My goodness.
Like- I know we never got the full medical report, but from what I've heard, she essentially like shattered her hip. Was the main thing.
Yeah.
not
It
easy
was
to recover.
it was a really nasty fall, but I'm glad she's better.
Yeah, I think like I know that obviously this year's just a bad year, right? 2020 is not great.
worst year.
I
in
know,
history.
and I'm happy though that the other Red Velvet members have been able to like do things while Wendy's been away,
yeah.
right? Like we've had the Irene Silgi thing. We had Yeti has this YouTube show going on right now, which is kind of
Yeah.
great. And I've seen Joy on lots of variety shows lately.
Featuring too.
Yeah, she's been featuring like the Crush song most recently,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yep.
I'm just glad that Wendy's back, because for me it's like Wendy is I sometimes call certain singers like the sound of a group, right? Like Yuju is the sound of G-Friend, right? I think Wendy's one of the main sounds you think of when you think of like Red Velvet sound. I'm just happy that she's healthy. I think it's great that SM has firmly stated that we're only gonna do stuff that won't strain her, which I would assume is not much dancing, because the cover of Milky Way, it's a sitting thing, right? They sit and sing,
Ballad
which
is, yeah.
I think that's great. But she looked fine in the music video, and she looked like you could tell that she was quite happy to be around her like homies again. Yeah, okay. I know this is the happy news. Do I transition already into the sad news, guys?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Are my tears gonna drip? But
Jesus Christ.
but all right, let's get to the next one. HINAPIA and ANS disband. So let's take them separately, because I think the HINAPIA is more straightforward. Also on August 21st, OSR Entertainment, which is their company, has announced that the girl group HINAPIA has officially disbanded and their exclusive contracts with the agency have been terminated. Quote, "Our agency has spoken at great lengths with the members over a substantial period of time, and we all came to the decision to disband the group and terminate our exclusive contracts with all 5 members." So the members of HINAPIA are set to be active in a variety of fields in the future, and we hope you support them in the future, essentially is what they said in their statement. Yeah, so HINAPIA made their debut in November of 2019 with Drip and drew attention as 4 of the 5 members were previously members of Pristin, a group under Pledis Entertainment that disbanded in May of 2019. The members later took to SNS and expressed their feelings with fans. This is rough, right?
Yeah. Man.
Man, yeah, it's especially really difficult, right? Because everyone had like high hopes after like the whole Pristin
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be the new beginning.
I feel terrible, right? Like,
Yeah.
like let's talk about why we feel. We met a lot of these members on Produce Season 1, like 5 years ago,
Yeah.
right? And it didn't work out, so they didn't make the final group, right? Other than like Druga Young, who was also in Pristin. She was the only one who made it from there. They wait around for IOI to essentially end, right? More or less. We get Pristin. Everyone was like, yo, Pristin under Pledis. We are Pristin. We were all hyped for them. We
And
thought they were
great
going to be...
debut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they great debut. We had the biggest high hopes for them. We thought that they were going to be like rookie of the year, or at least somewhere near there. We thought that we had a bright future.
Yeah.
They do like one song and then that's it. And we're like, it's not like Pledis went under because they have other successful groups, right? They just decided to not do the Pristin thing anymore, which was ridiculous, I think. So we have that happen. Everyone's sad. We get HINAPIA. We're like, bro, can we name the fandom Tilapia? I'm down for that, right? Like, I remember we were making memes and we were all hyped for HINAPIA. We got Drip, which was actually kind of a good song, right?
Yeah.
They get one song with that, and then they disband that too, which means for the kids who are in Pristin, over 5 years, they only got 2 releases, essentially, 2 title tracks.
Okay, no. They also there was 2 releases under Pristin. Some of the members of HINAPIA.
Oh, the Pristin V thing, right? Yeah.
Right. They also were
I
Pristin
remember.
V. So some
Right.
some had 4 tracks. You know.
But still, like,
That's not much better. Let's be real. I feel like it's one of those moments when it's like a wake up from reality. Sorry, wake up to reality. Where like it's a cutthroat industry. You gotta do everything you can to make money, unless you're one of the big sharks in the ocean. I don't know. I picked out sharks in specific, but you get the idea. It's a dangerous industry. When you're going into it, you're putting a lot at risk. And that being said, it seemed like the members on Instagram. I didn't read everybody's posts, but I read a couple of them. Like Tongunu, for instance, I did see their Instagram story. It seemed like they had come to a conclusion with this part of their career. Maybe maybe some of them are moving on to do different things. Maybe some of them are leaving the whole media industry in general. All I can say is I really hope the best for them. They worked their butt off. And they only achieved so little, and they deserved a whole lot more. And
I think we're at the point now where we're starting to see groups. There's been some like smaller groups that have been disbanding, but the COVID and the lack of income is hitting the industry hard now. I think. Because I honestly believe that if COVID wasn't a thing, HINAPIA, I don't know if they would have made it. Period. Right. But I think they would have had more opportunities, made more money, probably have gotten a second comeback at least, right?
I think they would have at least made enough to receive more investment for a second comeback and possibly a third one.
It's just so unfortunate. I feel terrible specifically because of like the backstory for a lot of the 4 out of the 5 members. But
right.
Let's move on to the second one. This one's a lot more messy. So on August 20th, it was reported that rookie girl group ANS disbanded following the termination of members' contracts as of August 11th. 7 out of the 8 members of the rookie group took to their fan cafe to release a statement. Within the statement, they stated that the company released most of the staff in March and April, including their manager, and were left to pretty much run the company by themselves, including schedules and the fan cafe.
What?
Additional details included only 1 car for transport, so they had to take the subway, no access to practice rooms or lessons at all, little money given for food, about the equivalent of $8.25 each day, but not even on the weekends.
What?
After hiring legal representatives to try to enforce their contracts, the agency, they claim, threatened to ruin their careers.
What?
Also addressed in their statement were issues with the 8th member, Hena, who has insinuated on SNS that she was being bullied by the other 7 members.
Oh my god.
The other members claim that this issue only came up after the contract dispute started. ANS debuted in September of 2019 with their single Boom Boom and were under ANS Entertainment.
Okay, I don't know that much about ANS. I think this is probably like the first time
They were a
I'm
pretty
hearing
new
about.
group. I remember them though because I watch a lot of content.
Look, 1 car for transport, $8 a day for food. Given, I guess it's a little cheaper to eat food in Korea than it is in the States.
That's still
but
not enough though.
$8?
No.
No.
That's like a meal and a half.
You're if you want to actually live off of $8 for food, you're eating 3 meals of convenience store food.
You're
essentially.
eating $3. Yeah, you're eating like 3 like triangle kimbaps. Like that's essentially what this is. Look, these are like what, teenagers? They
They're
should
probably
be living
late teenagers, early 20s. Right.
healthy lifestyles. Come on, like and then threaten them to ruin their careers. Like
It wasn't even straight threaten. It was like they would call their homes and threaten their parents too. Was what I heard.
What?
that was just dirty, you know.
Now, obviously, we don't know about the bullying situation, but from their statement, I read into it a little bit. It talks like there was a lot of extra stress because they basically had to, like, okay, so two things happened. One of them I heard was that the girl Hena had like some contact with someone who had COVID, so they had to like quarantine her, right? So that was stressful, obviously.
I see.
Okay.
Additionally, they were pretty much had to like bring her to. They were like had to act like the company and bring her to school, like things like that. Like really stressful situation where they were pretty much like acting as her guardians at a certain point.
I mean, look, I these aren't like underground idols in Japan.
No.
You want these artists to thrive. You need to put them in a good environment where they can comfortably practice and, you know, perform and, you know, practice singing and recording, whatever. Like,
This is like the
they're not doing anything as a company.
yeah. This is like the opening the Pandora's box again on what like Nugu K-pop looks like for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Where there's like exploitation, because it honestly comes down to it's a money game, as we always say, right? These smaller companies. I heard
Anita-
Anita's dog in the
You got a
background.
dog, yeah. Unhappy dog over here.
But,
Sorry.
like, there's
Hard
not a
about
lot
ANS.
of like, especially now, there's not a lot of money going around, right? And a lot of people make these companies because they think they can make money quickly and they don't actually know what they're doing, right? So it's unfortunate, and of course they prey on the fact that a lot of young kids in Korea are desperate to become idols because it's their dream, right? So they're willing to do pretty much anything, right?
It's one of those moments where I talk to people who don't listen to K-pop and they're like, oh, you know, I heard about, you know, industry exploitation and all these dark things, and I don't have much to say because it's a lot of it. Sure, some of it's exaggerated, but a lot of it's based on the truth, as seen here. Like, at that point where I'm like, are we like, as a Korean person, it's not something that I'm super proud of. It's sure I'm glad, you know, we're selling a whole bunch. I'm sure we're glad, you know, that we're making a lot of money, but let people be people. Treat them nicely.
And we
Guys,
often forget
guys.
that even like a lot of mid-tier groups make no money on paper. The money is really concentrated towards the top. You need to be in a good group and a good company. And I think a lot of that reflects because the market is small. Korea's 50 million people, right? If we were in a, like, you know, the American market, you got one hit song, you could make $1 million, you could call it a day, right?
Yeah.
Right.
K-pop
different.
is not like that at all.
Yeah.
Both of these, it's unfortunate, and I think one of the underlying factors is the terrible 2020 we're having. And I know back in music shows we said that the show was canceled because of COVID. For some of you who don't know, COVID is popping off again in Korea.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's bad.
Right.
There's like scandals with churches too going on, which is a whole other topic, but it's being covered in the news a lot. It's a terrible situation again, I would say. Let's get the quick takes. Can I say something? There was something that popped up while we were recording that I think we would all want to hear as a quick take.
Okay.
From Miss Nine. They're coming back on
Oh.
September 14th.
Oh wow.
It happened.
Yay.
Wow.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Wow.
Yes, let's go.
Wow. That's interesting. I've been waiting for a Fromis comeback. Like I haven't.
Bro.
The thing is, like, I've started getting into Fromis after.
When they disappeared, right?
right. While they disappeared, I started listening to DK all of nowhere. Like,
That's a great
Who,
song.
who's your favorite member?
I don't think I have a specific favorite.
Okay, well, you should stand Baek Ji-hun. Just saying that.
That's your
you cool, yeah,
favorite.
so-
All right, quick takes. Treasure's debut album, The First Steps Chapter 1, set the 2020 rookie group record by selling over 166,000 copies in the first week.
Wow.
Previously, we also said that they recorded 200,000 stock orders, so they're already over 150,000 sold. That's nuts. The next one. There were reports that Crystal has left SM Entertainment, but SM later stated while Crystal's contract expires at the end of August, they are currently discussing a possible new contract. A lot of people in our Discord were saying like it took this long for her to leave. That was like the overall feeling, because she hasn't really done all that much as of late.
Considering, you know, the relationship of her sister with the company.
True.
Kind of awkward. Awkward. Next one. Akmu Suhyun will sing the Korean version of Reflection for Disney's Mulan.
Wow. Okay.
That's
Interesting.
kind of a big deal. I'm really excited
Yeah.
because she's an amazing singer.
Shit.
All right, here's what that's. Play M's rookie girl group Weekly have announced that their fan club name will be called Daily.
Really?
Daily.
I refuse. This is getting out of hand.
No, this is perfect.
I'm gonna start saying weekly and daily. That's
No.
how,
No, Weekly and Daily.
No, weekly and daily. That's what I'm gonna start
No.
saying. That's how it's romanized in Korean. I just
No.
too much.
No,
It's getting too
come
far.
on, Warren.
It's getting out of hand.
The next one, former AOA member Choa has signed a contract with Great M Entertainment. Great M is founded by a guy named Kim, who was a former managing director at FNC Entertainment. So it's
Wow.
pretty much official that Choa is full on coming back. So
Wow.
that's pretty cool.
Nice.
I wonder what she's gonna do. I hope she's a blonde.
Next one, Ariana Grande posted the Blackpink teaser for Ice Cream featuring Selena Gomez on her Instagram story and revealed that she took part of the team that created the song. Ice Cream is set for release this Friday, the 28th.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. That's kind of interesting.
The hot take and the meme I've seen is that everyone was like, you know, we got Selena. We would have preferred Ariana. That's what I've seen a lot of people
Oh.
saying.
Yeah.
I've seen
Same.
a lot of people saying that. Lastly, Hyuna will postpone her comeback with Good Girl until further notice. P Nation shared that Hyuna has fainted multiple times due to health issues related to blood pressure. There was this big long
no.
name for the condition she has. And
미주
I,
신경설 실신.
yeah, the English one's really long too, and I couldn't pronounce it. So it's blood pressure related, it spikes, and therefore she faints often. That was the meme.
It's actually a very serious thing because there's no way to solve this illness.
Sure.
Well, it's not really an illness; it's a condition, and it's one of those things where you faint out of nowhere, and if you faint on the streets,
You know
or
how
in
like
the
sometimes
stairs-
when you're on a diet or something and your blood pressure like blood sugar's low and you stand up quickly and you get like lightheaded, that's essentially but worse is what's going on to her.
No,
I
it's
would
it's
say.
way worse. I have
It's
a family,
way worse.
I have a family member who has this. I can't say who obviously,
Ah.
but it's way worse. It's,
Debilitating, right?
it's especially dangerous if you like if it happens while you're in the train or like the bus or like while you're going down the stairs. Like, dude,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
dude, that's a big concern.
it's a big
Jesus.
concern.
I never thought of the nuances of that, but
Yeah.
we're now at comebacks and releases, Warren. Can you hit us with them now, please?
All right. On August 25th, on Tuesday, we have Waze Kim Yo-han coming back with a solo comeback. On August 26th, on Wednesday, we have Card and we have Kim Jae-hwan. On August 27th, on Thursday, we have Only One Of, as well as KDA's pre-release. On August 28th, on Friday, we have Blackpink featuring Selena Gomez. On August 28th, on Friday as well, we also have Day 6 and Lee Eun-sang in other confirmed release news. We have Sori coming back on August 31st, Lovelyz September 1st, CLC September 2nd, Super Junior DNE on September 3rd, Jamie on September 3rd, Taemin full release on September 7th, A-Pink Namju solo debut on August 7th, Stray Kids coming back on August 14th, From S9 confirmed for August 14th, OMG's Yua, Oh My Girls Yua confirmed for early September, Very Good confirmed for September, Stop Changing the Lines, Luna confirmed for rumored for September. Lots of stuff to go through. I effed it up because Doug was adding a enter in a random line in between. Harold was
I
here for a couple
got
seconds.
cousin Harold while he was saying that, but I need to make a correction. So
Okay.
the day 6 Ian song is August 31st, which is a Monday. So that's that.
Okay,
Additionally,
okay.
Oh My Girls Yua, she's getting a solo debut. That was also announced while we were recording. So that, along with the From Us news, is kind of crazy.
Wow.
Also, like Luna, kind of hyped for that because I like Luna. But I'll go get Harold again.
All right,
For the
well-
hot takes and for your question.
Go get Harold. I'm kind of curious about the accent, right? Because
It'll be a surprise, you know?
Yeah, it'll be a surprise.
You never know what you get.
Why hello there, plebs. You know, well, I have another question for you, Warren, specifically, and Anita and the stupid idiot Doug.
Okay.
What has been the crew's personal top 5 songs for 2020 so far? Short and simple, sort of like your intelligence, Warren. You know. Bye bye.
Wow.
Wild man. Shout out to K Salu from Discord. He submitted this question. So here
He's
we
one
are
of our
today.
magnes on the server. He's very
Lovely
young,
lad.
and he's from Australia. So, good day, mate. So the question for the week is: what has been the crew's personal top 5 songs of 2020 so far?
So far.
How do we want to do this? I did not order mine in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did not do that.
I don't have an order either.
I don't have it ordered either.
Let's just go around the circle then, right?
Okay.
And
You want to do song by song by song or person by person by person?
song by song by song. I think that'd be interesting.
Okay.
And then we'll go back and we'll give a list at the end. So wrap it up.
Okay.
As you could tell, we did not think of this very thoroughly. But
just go.
my first song on my top 5 for 2020 so far, Eyes One Fiesta. Boom.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Yeah, that is not on my
Over
top 5.
over Story of the Swan.
100%. You can what? Swan. How about no? Like,
No.
Jesus.
I wouldn't call it an oof, just not as great as Fiesta. So that's my first one.
I would agree.
I was tempted to put that on my top 5, but I didn't. Because I stand by what I said in that episode.
Oh.
That one legendary episode. How about you, Anita?
I don't have a specific order either, but one of the... Well, I did my top 5 as far as like how often I listen to these songs, right? So out of everything we've covered so far, these are the songs that I feel like I go back to a lot more up until now.
Okay,
So first one would be Kick It from NCT 127.
Okay, I could see that.
That's
Not my
pretty
favorite
cool.
song, but I can see why you would
I
like
can
that
see
one.
that. I someone made a gif of me dancing when we covered that song.
It's one of our emojis now on the server.
Is it?
Yep.
I'm not really proud of it, to be honest. I guess I can go now.
Yeah.
I think one song I keep coming back to is, I have to say it, it's Any Song by Zico, right? Like, I think it had the perfect message at the perfect timing. And it did a lot of job. It did a big job in pushing me forward, comforting me where I felt most stressed, as well as this whole thing where it blew up on Melon.
The
it blew up on TikTok,
as you young people say,
on the TikToks.
the TikToks.
No, it was a great song. In general, it was very genre breaking. It was very experimental, yet it was so catchy. It was a great track.
I think it's front runner for song of the year so far.
I think so.
Oh,
as
yes.
Well. Yeah.
All right, I'll go with my second song. A song that got certified spicy on our podcast. Stray Kids, God's Menu. That song.
That was very notable. Yeah.
I also have that on my list. Oddly enough.
Stray Kids, here's some info. They released the teaser for their next song today. And then Felix's hair trended on Twitter really hard.
A mullet.
It's a mullet. It's like a not a full mullet. It's sort of a mullet.
Is it like a good mullet or a not good mullet?
You should Google it. I don't know what you feel about this mullet, but it's a mullet.
Okay.
But overall, I think, man, the God's Menu song got me on the Stray Kids hype train fully. I ain't gonna blow the whistle. I will say. I was also tempted to put God's Menu on my list. All right, then give us your second one then, Warren.
But to explain why I didn't, I think goes back to what I said earlier in the podcast. I think the re-listenability was a little too much. The fatigue was
I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah. But I will say something that has something that I could listen to over and over is Two Kids by Taemin.
Really? Already? Okay.
I know.
Wow.
I think that's the one people didn't expect. I actually liked it a lot. I think I've been going back to it every now and then because it just hits the right notes of emotions and hits me in the right places in my heart. Goes in. I am not sure if this upcoming full release, because Two Kids is a pre-release, I'm not sure if it'll be any more notable than Two Kids. I don't know. I hope it is, but so far, I've been really digging it. But I also know that I'm in the big minority with that track, so there you go.
Okay, Anita, give us your second track.
Well, like I said, I also had God's Menu on the list, but
Nice.
I'll go forth with my third one.
Okay.
So my third one is actually, I'm not going in order of release, but Tag Me.
Really?
Weekly. Yeah, from Weekly.
Oh my
I
goodness.
love
Anita,
that
are
song.
you a daily? Are you a
Yes, I guess I am.
Wow,
They haven't
okay.
had a lot of songs out yet, but I I really like Tag Me.
Wow.
I think when
Awesome.
we covered it, I mentioned how I think it's just very appropriate for a debut because they're young.
Great
it's
song.
very nice.
I like our Discord loves weekly. Like we are
They should.
dailies all over our Discord. You know, I agree that that was a fire debut. It exceeded my expectations, and I think they have a very bright future. But my third song is another rookie-ish group, TXT's "Can't You See Me."
Oh.
I really like that song.
Wow.
I know some people are a little cold on that one because they like platform the 9 3/4 Runaway thing song from last year. Something with TXT. I'm such a big fan of TXT. Ever since I saw them at KCON last year, I've been all aboard the TXT hype train. Something for me about their performance quality, because they utilize their 5 members so well. And paired with the big hit Spice, right? Paired with, I think, is a good song selection and a type of sound that I like. TXT Can't You See Me. One of my favorite songs of 2020 so far. That's your cue, Warren.
Well, I think when I'm thinking about K-pop releases, right? What's a key part about K-pop? Music videos are always important.
Oh, I know what you're gonna. Oh.
When I go back and think about all the music videos that's been released, I think of 2 ones that are most notable. One is Any Song, and the other is Hold by Winner.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is one of the best music videos I've seen in a while. Very memorable.
Yep.
Track is incredibly well made. It's a fun track overall in general, and there's nothing that can go wrong with it.
Yeah, I almost had that on my list. The only reason I didn't was because I felt like I liked the music video more than the song. That was my reasoning. Like, I thought the song by itself wasn't as strong, but I think the package itself is crazy. All right. You know, I'll start this round. I'll go with the 4th songs, right?
Okay. Okay.
My 4th one, maybe a little bit of surprise. Lee Hai-E's Holo. I love that song.
That's a great song.
Something about that song is so comforting. You know, you feel all comforted and
fuzzy.
warm and fuzzy and hopeful. Lee, although I think she's one of the premier vocalists in K-pop, ridiculous voice. Go listen to Holo.
Can I mention a track that did something similar to me?
Oh, yes.
And I was down to either Holo by Lee Hai or this track.
Okay.
I chose Ohio by Crush.
Oh, nice choice. Warren.
Right, because it achieves a lot of similar things, right? It puts me in a right plane of emotion, to be comforted and whatnot. But at the same time, there's a good amount of danceability,
Danceability. I like that word.
Yeah, there's a bit of depth, There's a lot to dig into the whole track. The music video adds a whole dimension to enjoying the song. So that I thought that was really good. I thought that it was one of the most tracks. I maybe people might argue it's not, idol K-pop, whatever. It's, I'm what you gonna do, here I am.
All right, Anita, hit us with your 4th track.
My 4th one was Bazooka from Girls in the Park.
Ooh,
Great song.
Bazooka.
I really like that song.
That song has grown on me. I know I wasn't a big fan at the start. I think a combination of Warren and KME on our server, one of our mods, has convinced me that Bazooka's a great song. I think it's good now.
I will admit, when I was making the new theme song, I did
Oh my God.
to a lot of
Big inspiration right there.
There was one iteration of the theme song that Warren sent us, which was pretty much Bazooka.
It was not. There was a bit
so
of
close.
There was a
so
couple
close.
similarities in the arrangement.
So
the
close.
side chain EP. No, that's it. No, it was dope.
Well, Anita, while you're at it, hit us with your 5th one.
All right, so my last one is kind of in the same genre as Bazooka, actually. It's Stay the Night from Chang'a. So this was earlier in the year.
Okay.
And this was her comeback where she did more of a, whacking Vogue choreo. And I love the choreography, love the music video. Very, very visually, very beautiful. Like the outfits and like the dancers, everything was really great. I love how she incorporates her dancers into the song and the choreography. So yeah, check it out if you were into that.
Warren, what's your 5th song?
My last song is not necessarily something I personally would say it's the best song of all year, but I think it has enough of a cultural place within the pop industry in Korea where I have to give it a shout out, right? Like Summer Again.
Yes, Sock 3.
By Sock 3. You know.
Okay.
Doug looks like he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
No,
but that's
no,
okay.
because the translated version that I always read the title is
Beach
Beach
Again.
Again.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'm
Same
sorry.
thing,
Yeah,
same
yeah,
Beach
thing.
Again.
Same thing,
Okay.
but it's the Sock 3 song. I
Sock 3
completely get
song.
what you're saying. Now.
I think it really represents a lot of what Koreans are looking for right now. It's a lot. It's a big representation. In the whole about the whole direction of K-pop, and I think that's really interesting to look at, cause I thought it would be about time we move on from this retro neutro thing.
No.
Clearly
Let's keep
we're not.
going. Let's keep
Clearly
going.
we're still going. If anything, BTS is like we're going straight from the 90s to the 70s. So I
We're
guess
going way back.
Yeah.
we're time machine still going, full speed. I think it's just a legendary combination. As a person who's
yes.
growing up, watching a lot of that, it does hit the right emotional heartstrings in terms of like nostalgia.
Yeah.
We have Iori, we have
It's
Mr. Rain.
it's a legendary song.
Oh yeah.
It's a great collab. There's you can't go wrong with it. Yeah.
All right, I might need to make a game time decision on the fifth one.
Oh.
Is that why you made me go first?
I have been racking my brain. Here's like
You
here
have,
was
like,
my
5
thought
options
process.
here.
No, okay. The other ones are the honorable. I needed to name some honorable mentions.
Okay.
For me, I had a bunch of honorable mentions. Uju Sonyo's Butterfly. I like that one. Itzy's Not Shy. I think is great.
Yes.
August D's Dechita. For some reason, I think that's I don't think for some reason. I really like that song, even though I'm not really into hip hop. Sunmi's Borapipam was close. That was the
That's
one
a
that was
great
close.
song.
I'm picking a song out of left field for my fifth one. Like a crazy. I also considered putting Dynamite here, but
Oh, okay.
I think
I
if the
consider
question
that.
was asked a couple weeks later, I probably
I
might
think I
have-
would too.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a little too
The
early
fifth
to
song,
consider that.
the crazy one. Y'all are gonna think I'm crazy. April's La La Li La La.
Oh, yes, you love that song.
I love that song. Now, I'll tell you why. I think it is a better version of a similar sound that Uju Sonyo's Butterfly has. Like
Yeah.
I think they're two similar songs, but I prefer for some reason April's La La Li La La. I am not an April fan. I'm gonna make that very clear. Like I know of the members now. I'm a fan of them now, right? But before this song, I was like, I was pretty critical of their last song. I said that someone was wearing a diaper. That's the level of my interaction with April. But for some reason, I love this La La Li La La song so much.
I think Butterfly is similar direction, but way superior. I disagree.
Well,
I
it is
think-
my list, sir. So too bad.
Well, Butterfly was on my honorable mention. Just putting that out there.
Okay.
And just,
As well. Okay.
But
yeah.
Since we're at the end of this segment, let's go through our list one at a time. So for me, my top 5 songs of the year so far, these are just personal opinions, everyone. Just what we like the most was IZ*ONE's Fiesta, Stray Kids God's Menu, TXT's Can't You See Me, EHI's Holo, and April's La La Li La La is from your boy Doug.
From your boy Warren, it was Zico's Any Song, Winners Hold, Taeman's Two Kids, Sakteri's Beach Again, and Crush's Ohio.
And
Awesome.
from your girl Anita,
Hey.
God's Menu, Tag Me, Bazooka, and Stay the Night.
Awesome. So shout out to K-Salyu for giving us this question. If you have any Fuego questions or hot takes you want the crew to cover, please let us know in the YouTube comments, on Discord, wherever, because we're always looking for new ones. And Cousin Harold, he is the spice monster, but sometimes he has a little bit of a shortage of spice once in a while. Let's be straight up here. Okay. All right, but let's move on to State of the Nation. Warren has this big list on this note sheet we
Yeah.
have.
I'll try to move through it as quickly as
no,
possible.
I'm
in the
curious by a
industry.
lot of these things.
Really?
that-
Okay,
that
do you think I can
have
take
on.
my time? My sweet little
No,
time?
I didn't say that.
I'll move through it concisely so that we can
Okay.
get to the island coverage. But first thing, I have 5 things here today, but I'll make it short. Bobby, the typhoon, the storm. Bobby is
Bobby,
moving in-
not Bobby.
Oh,
Okay.
with a V.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah. Is that not what I said? Okay,
I got
Bobby.
confused. Yeah,
Bobby is not Bobby of Icon.
Right. That's what I got
Bobby
confused.
Storm moving in very quickly to Korea. It probably has arrived already. In Busan by the time we're releasing this episode. I hope everyone is safe.
Yeah.
I hope your property is safe. I hope your loved ones are safe.
Oh goodness. Okay, I thought when I saw Bobby, I thought he was like a rapper or something.
No. It's
It's
one
a
of
storm.
It's a huge storm. It's gonna be the one. It's gonna be the one of the biggest ones in all of modern history in Korea.
Can you also talk about how like Korea's been through a ton of rain over the
a lot
last
of flooding? Yeah.
crazy amounts of flooding.
Guys, global warming is real.
Yes. In case
If
you
you
were
haven't
wondering.
realized yet, Korea has been under a lot of rain. It's
Yeah. Even closer to home, I lost power for like 30 hours, like a couple weeks ago, randomly.
Yeah.
A lot of
It's been kinda
storms,
nuts.
hurricane season.
I know it's going through Okinawa. I think as we record, I'm not too sure. But it's gonna get to Korea. Hopefully, it passes out. It passes on without too much damage. But if it's not looking too great, my heart does go out to
sure.
everyone that is involved. On a brighter note, show me the money. Show me the money. Last week I did a bit of a coverage. This is Show Me the Money Talk, your weekly shot of Show Me the Money. I'm your host Warren. Joining me today we have Doug.
Hey.
And Anita.
Hello.
Hi.
Last week I made it sound like the judge list is finalized. I lied.
Okay.
While we were recording, turns out Groovy Room is joining the list as well.
Ooh, Groovy Room.
They are from Higher Music. I know Higher Music is super
Higher
popular with
Gang.
y'all. They have a very good. They're very. I want to say they are one of the best producers who make a very pop-friendly, popular-friendly sound.
Yeah.
Works in many different genres. Super excited to have them on board. That being said, they're pairing up with Just This.
Oh.
Which kind of interesting. They've collabed once so far, back when Groovy Room dropped their album, I think in 2017. Just This was the opener guest rapper on that album. It was a great track. Glad to see they're back together. Interested to see what is happening. Because while the judges lineup is finalized, we have an interesting contester.
Yeah, this one's kind of
What?
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Contestant.
Mr. Moon Ji-hoon, Mr. Swings of
What
I
are
Am
you
JME
doing?
the plug. No more the CEO, but the spiritual leader nonetheless. I think it's impossible to discuss Korean hip hop post 2010s, and it's impossible to discuss Show Me the Money without Swing. He has had a lot of influence on everybody.
Bulldozer himself.
Mr. Bulldozer, Mr. Camo Rapper, Mr. Punchline King, whatever you want to say. Look, it's kind of concerning to one degree because I'm afraid that we might get the same double K situation again, where he flops, makes a boo boo, and then
Looks bad. Yeah.
right, that looks bad because he's one of the OGs. That being said, he did. It's also interesting to watch because in season 2, when he was originally a contestant, he was one of the issue makers. He kind of, for the lack of a better word, he kind of bulldozed his way through a lot of contestants. And, some people have come back to say, hey, that was because it was season 2. The playing field was a lot lower back then. Now that we're at season 9, where the bars have been raised a bit, it might be interesting to see how Swings does. Now, that being said, in his application video, it was I think a 4-minute or so rap video. Man, he seems angry.
Oh.
It's very raw because he did receive a lot of negative flack following the end of season 8, where people are like, "Oh, you're a boomer now. You're not good at rap anymore."
Jesus.
All that kind of stuff. So you can tell he's angry. I hope someone can translate it into English, but it was very aggressive. It was very direct at a lot of the rookies. It was very direct at a lot of the people who are in the industry.
Calling out.
Yeah, I know. So I'm kind of half concerned, half excited. But I will say, I thought Show Me the Money season 9 would be a flop. Maybe not anymore. Maybe this might be interesting.
We need
Can I
to
ask-
see it. I
can I
need
ask
to see
something?
this.
I heard Sunny's coming out.
No, that was a marketing
Oh
ploy.
dear.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
confused.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunny's not. He's apparently dropping an album though. Okay, moving on.
Interesting.
So that is the end of Show Me the Money talk. I'm beginning Rocket Punch talk, your weekly shot of Rocket Punch. Joining me today, we have Doug
Hey.
and Anita.
Hello.
The thing is, right? So I haven't really talked much about RP since their comeback, because we've had episode 99, episode 100. We had a lot to talk about, but I will say they've been more and more active on YouTube and be more and more active on TV. In fact, spoilers for Masked Singer. Spoiler for Masked Singer. Jury was on the show, and I will be honest. I haven't seen Masked Singer in like years at this point. I saw it when it was first like airing. For the first couple like 10-20 episodes, I got sick of it, to be honest, moved on. But you know what? She can actually kind of sing.
She was better than expected. She was way better than expected.
I was always concerned, right? Because Juri was added the most at the most last stages of the group during training. You know, it did kind of feel like she was parachuting into, you know, RP. I was kind of concerned. You know, I want the chemistry in the group to be good. I want to get along, you know?
For sure.
And in fact, she recently started her own like one-person solo vlog thing.
I've seen some of it. Actually.
Yeah, Jury full days. I watched every week. Just the moment it releases, I'm sitting in front of my TV, just waiting.
You're ready.
For it to drop. I'm ready. But the thing is, that's why I was a little concerned. And it always felt like maybe like Jury's this girl who's not that good at singing and dancing, and she's and she's kind of doing the group harm. I don't think that's the case anymore. I'm really happy to see that everything is working out. But go check out the vlog. Go check out the Masked Singer.
Can I say I won't say more spoilers, but no, I won't. Okay, no, keep going. I was gonna spoil what happened when she was on the show.
Okay, I mean, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say I'm enjoying all the content that's coming out. Now,
awesome.
Nice.
So that is the end of the Rocket Punch talk. This is Indie Talk, your weekly shot of indie music in Korea. Joining me today, we have Doug.
Hi. This is
and Doug
excessive.
and Anita.
Hi.
I know. Mid-Air Thief is the group I wanted to mention last week. They released he released his album, I think late 2018, early 2019, I forget which. The first time it dropped, there was a bit of buzz around it. I didn't pay that much attention to it because I don't know, at the time, it didn't really vibe with me. It's an indie folk electronica, but very, very experimental. There has been many people saying that there is not really an album like this one. Hugh of Mid-Air Thief has come out on different interviews and said, I think I'm very heavily influenced by this other indie Japanese band. I don't see a similarity. Well, I kind of do, but I think he has his own unique thing. It's one of those experiences where I come back to it over and over and over and over again. It provides a very unique experience. It is very it really grabs you in. And the whole album flows from the beginning to the end, and somehow you're lost for words because there's nothing else like it, and it achieves what it wants to do really well. So the album is called Crumbling by Mid-Air Thief.
By Mid-Air Thief. I like that name, Mid-Air Thief. That's a cool name.
Their Korean name is Kongjung Doduk. It's like the title Crumbling. You can feel things building up. And then in the immediate moment, you can feel it all crumble. That's the whole pattern of the album. It builds up and then crumbles.
I'm just curious, like, to listen to it now because you're so passionate about it. I like the passion. I like it.
Thank you. There is a female guest singer, and then there's Hugh's voice. They mix in so perfectly. There's so much guitars. There's so much synth you've never heard before.
It's like when I think you showed me one of their tracks, right, last week?
These Chains.
Yeah. It's really cool because it sounds like a symphony, right? Like there's a lot of different sounds, but the sounds are so different. Like they're not orchestra sounds that I can pinpoint right away, but it's very, very interesting. Very, very nice, I think.
It is. If you want to feel something new, if you want to feel a sensation you've never felt before, try out this album, Crumbling by Mid-Air Thief. That is the end of my spiel. Thank you for coming to Warren Talk, your weekly shot of too many things.
So, before we get to Island, I'm still addicted to that Minju card game thing. We had a funny incident today on the server.
What happened?
The bot glitched. One time, so the card popped up, right? And we were all trying to get it. For some reason, no one could get it, right?
Oh.
So one of our moderators, Jakob, from where's he from? I forgot real quick. Oh, wait, Denmark? Yeah, he's a Dane, right?
I think so.
Am I getting this wrong? No, he's a Dane, right? He's a Viking. Yes, he's.
I'm sorry.
If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I just forgot it. But he contacted. He went on their support Discord server and was like, "Yo, the bot broke, right?" And so the admin, the person who develops the bot, came onto our server to check it out, and they accidentally shut off the bot for everyone in the entire world. It's on 100 servers.
Oh, wow.
And they had to put a message on the support server like, "I messed up. Please restart your bot." Our server caused this blackout of this bot for
no.
couple
Good job.
seconds. So I am blaming Jakob. Shout out to Jakob for doing that.
Are we building a reputation for?
I'm concerned about that, but because the K-pop Discord community is not that humongous, right? A lot of people know each other, and this game is bringing a lot of communities together.
Haven't you told me that people have been starting to notice you, not as a podcaster, but
the skinny of it is I'm very good at getting these cards because I can type quickly and I have fast internet, right? I was accused of being a bot today, so that was the thing.
Is that? I think that's a compliment.
I guess it was because I talked and they were like, "You can talk." I'm like, "I have feelings." So that was that. Anita, before we get to Island, do you have anything else K-pop related going on?
I didn't get to mention it while we were covering Cravity, but I did see a B-side that they're doing, that they're promoting. Is called Ooh Ah.
Ooh Ah.
It's very different. Their title track. No, not like Ooh Ah Hage, but it's very...
Do you prefer it though?
Yes.
Okay, that's the crux of the argument. All right, Anita, let's talk about Island real quick.
Oh dear, yeah.
No, dear.
Yeah.
All right, so as I mentioned last week, so it's big spoiler for Island because we're now gonna announce people who got the guy who got eliminated.
Spoiler time.
All right, so as I said last week, they broke up into 3 groups: Fake Love, DNA, I Need You. Right.
Right.
DNA won first. Nikki, you remember, Warren? We've been talking about Nikki. He did another big oof, another selfish
not
thing.
again. That's Japanese kid.
The other Japanese kid, K, who's the oldest Japanese Hyung, is the leader of this group. Nikki added a random ad lib into the intro of it.
Well, it wasn't completely random because he didn't explain
performing?
it. No.
Well, during practice, he randomly added this ad lib, which was like this or something, right?
What is this?
It's arm movement.
Is he a robot?
He said it very briefly when Kay questioned him about it, he's like, "Oh, V Taehyung of BTS does it. He does a similar arm move in that part in the song, in the intro of the song." But yes.
I honestly think that was a BS excuse to be honest. Here's for what? So it wasn't a BS excuse for adding it in, right? Because they're meant to follow the choreography on the video that they were given, right?
Right.
And then he added this random embellishment. That was the problem, right? So Kay called him out on it. He's like, "Why are you doing that?" Right? He's like, "We're doing a team thing. If you want to do it, just ask me, right? And we can decide if it's good or not." All of a sudden, Nikki just got silent and had this weird attitude about it. And it was awkward. It got to the point where Kay dragged them into a back room and he's like, "You can't be like this. What's wrong with you?" Straight up.
Yo.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought up the situation because I did want to talk about it. And I feel like I was reading comments trying to see what the general feeling was about this. On YouTube, I think somebody, a third party, uploaded a clip when that happened, right? In the practice room. And people were saying that, "Oh, well, I feel like they talked it out. It seems like it got resolved, and it's good that Kay said something." And in the grand scheme of things, yes, I feel like Kay was in the position where he could have said that to Nikki because he was the leader. He was in charge of the group. But to a certain extent, when I was watching the episode and when it came up, I almost felt uncomfortable for everybody in the group, for Nikki, for Jay, for everyone, because the way that Kay approached this, and specifically the way, I'm not saying that it was wrong that he did it at all. It's just the form that he did it, where first of all, he switched to Japanese, right? He stopped talking in Korean.
It was full Japanese yelling at him.
And
it wasn't yelling at him, but he was giving him a hard talking to.
Yeah, it was very much one-on-one, and it felt like very alienated, at least how I perceived it, where it felt like it was very much just Nikki and Kay and nobody else was stepping in. And I also feel like Nikki kind of tried to explain it in the beginning, where he was saying like, oh, well, I tried to add this because, well, they told us it's kind of like an individual thing now, but I get it. Kay was saying this is still a team performance and you shouldn't have done that. I thought it was just a little harsh the way that Kay approached it, because I don't know. I just felt like it could have gone a different way if he would have just said like, hey, you know, this is for the team. Like, you should have said something.
I could agree with that, but Nikki has a track record, and I think that's what also he was getting at.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Nikki has had like some situations where
he kind of called them out for being quote unquote selfish, which has been like my criticism of him of late. And I was kind of shocked that he straight up said like, you're kind of being selfish, fam. That's basically what he told them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh god.
I mean,
but the weird thing is, once they brought it up to the teacher, right? One of the teachers, the mentors, the mentor was like, if this bro's gonna add ad-libs, why aren't you all doing ad-libs? That's how he basically said it. It was kind of awkward too when that happened. He was like, why are you letting this one guy do weird stuff? You should all be doing weird stuff then. It was just felt weird. And the mentors have gotten meaner because, I wouldn't say meaner, they've gotten stricter because now they're expecting greatness out of these kids. For sure. So that happened. They scored 287 points. That's just how much they scored. It was the average of all their... Oh, no, it was the total of their points, right, Warren? We had the second group, I Need You. They were definitely like the weakest group on paper. They did okay. They did I Need You. They got 275, so they were below them. And then we had Team Fake Love, which was Taki, Sunghoon, Heesung, and Sonu. So they're all really good kids, right? Taki either got to pick his team members or pick the song, right?
Okay.
He picked his team members, and they were left with the hardest song, Fake Love, because it has the highest notes, right?
It is a hard song.
And they made it, and because he was the one who chose it, he had to be leader, right?
That's a lot.
He ate so much cursing, yoke, scolding the entire hour and 40 minutes.
I feel so bad for him.
Wait, did the members hate that they ended up having?
No, the members let him sink to an extent. For like, they kind of let it happen.
Okay, so
Like,
who was angry then? The watchers, the viewers?
The mentors were like
teachers.
so like, I would like, honestly, he wasn't that great this week. He wasn't very good.
He was
But the
struggling.
mentors destroyed him. Like, it was crazy. And like, basically, if you're a Taki fan, you're like, Jesus, this editing, he's done. Right? That's how I felt with the editing. But honestly, I can see why it happened, because they're in an individual game now. And if they were back in the regular first half, maybe other people would have helped him out more. But now they're like, we have defined roles and Taki's the leader. It's like, it's up to you, boy. Like, figure this out. That's what I felt was going on.
I am noticing that Taki. So I'm looking at the ranks right now.
Yeah.
I don't watch the show, so I go off of the spreadsheet. Looks like Taki's in a dangerous position right now, and he survived because of.
Yeah, so
Of course,
Fake Love
yeah.
team ended up getting 306 points, which means they got first place, and it meant that all of them were
Safe.
exempt from elimination.
Right.
So as a result, Gunu, who was in 11th place, got eliminated from the show.
Yeah. So I mean, Taki is in a very.
He's in Struggle City. The one thing I want to point out about Team Fake Love, Heesung is the most talented kid on the show. Like, do you agree with that, Anita? It proved it this up to me, at least.
He's the most well-rounded and most confident as far as performance. Yes,
Yeah,
I would say that.
He got a 93, right, Warren? Second
don't
place
know,
got an 81 on their personal scores.
I don't know the scores. I'm just looking at the ranks.
Oh no, I'm telling you, he got a 93.
Oh, okay.
Second place got 81.
Oh, wow.
That's how big of a difference it is. My final thing is, I think there's 5 kids on this show who are almost assured to make the final 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
In no particular order, Sunghoon, Heesung, Sonu, Kay, and Jungwon, I think, are all like.
I think you
clear
just named
favorites.
the top 5 of the ranks right now.
No, but those top 5 deserve it, I think. Like,
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Just
and
pointing
then
out.
I think the other 2 kids, I think it's probably going to be Jay, the kid with the pride. I think he's going to be one of the kids. And then I think the last spot's going to go to either Jake or Daniel to get more international kids.
Ooh. So I know that you guys are very unhappy with how Nikki is faring on the show.
You mean Taki or Nikki?
Wasn't Nikki the young kid who's doing
No, that's
ad-libs?
Taki. Oh, no. Nikki is ad-libs. Nikki's talented, but he's getting bad editing too.
Okay. Because Nikki's, like, not that horrible in the ranking.
Yeah, but if you've seen his, like, the way the yelling scene went, it was not a good look.
Okay.
Like,
I'm just thinking
I
maybe,
mean-
like, he has, like, a core fan base maybe out
he
there?
does, though. He is popular.
Yes. I was supposed to say that happened right earlier in the episode, but then they kind of wrapped it up pretty well by the beginning of their performance of the DNA group. So I think they weren't trying to make any particular person look bad. I just personally found it concerning that it seemed a little, I don't know. It seemed a little too strong or too
So
harsh.
you think K was too strong is more or less what you're saying?
Yes, I wish it would have done it differently.
I don't agree because I think someone needed to call him out on his BS that he's been doing.
I mean, look, there might have been things that, you know, go off screen where Nikki might have ticked off K. You know, it's
Yeah.
I don't want to make assumptions about, you know, Japanese culture. and Japanese people,
I
but
honestly, yeah, keep going, Warren.
they tend to, you know, kind of hold and wait as long as they possibly can until going off on, like, your attitude
Yeah.
is an issue.
I agree. I don't think this was a point issue. I think this was a cumulative, like, what are you doing in general on the show?
Right,
Because-
up until that point, like every week, I'm listening to you guys talk about.
He does something else, right?
Nikki's like a constant problem maker to this kid. Like, I don't even know what he looks like. I don't like it.
Anita, you admit though, there's always drama surrounding him.
I think this is. I feel like it's conflicting feelings for me in regards to like his not I don't want to call it persona, but like his attitude in the show is that he's very talented, and I think he has the drive, like he really wants to make into this group. What I feel is concerning is that he's been struggling with just working and trying to not focus too much on just like making it, right? Like trying to focus on the task at hand where you have to collaborate with others, right?
He
So I
doesn't
feel
play
like-
well with others.
Yeah.
in
So I feel
general.
like he's struggling a little bit because I feel like he can't be the only one, but it's showing a lot on him where there's this pressure of like I have to stand out, I have to make it. I'm low on the rankings. I have to do something that makes me likable or stand out in the rankings. I don't know. I think that's kind of the mentality that he's been having, and a lot of people have had it too. But it comes out a lot with him, as far as like the dancing, right? Like trying to stand out in the dancing and concern of his own performance over the performance of the group, I would say.
I will add he is, along with Daniel, the youngest contestant remaining.
Yeah, he's young.
So I can see how stress might drive him a little bit.
He just comes off very desperate, and sometimes like I get like everyone's desperate, but he acts out.
When I was 14, I was pissing my pants. Like, you know, like
I get that, but like at this point, when he's had like 3 or 4 negative incidents, you would think he would realize like maybe this round I should just play team ball a little. You know, like that's my only concern. But overall, I think part 2 is better because now I know who everyone is on the show. I also agree that I know it's sad that Gonu went home, but I think other than Taki, he had the worst week, so I thought it was pretty justified.
It was rough for him too.
It was rough for him too. He just didn't do well, so it is what it is. Taki was hysterical because he felt so bad that like someone went out when he should have been eliminated. But that's what it is. I'm kind of excited to see where this ends up. I think it's getting pretty spicy as of late.
you
We'll have
guys
to
seem like
see.
there's You guys
Anita, are you still excited? You seem very You seem to like dread it every week.
Oh no, I don't want to talk about Island.
I think Anita's so
Warren, talk more about Rocket Punch, please.
Anita's so invested that she feels like bad every week about what happens. It seems like.
I feel bad for everyone. I don't want them
man.
to stress out so much.
Yeah, these kids are having a rough time. But I think that wraps up Island. You know, summary: Nikki had a rough time. Taki got slaughtered in the editing.
Oh, poor
Heesung was really confident, and Ganus got sent home. That was the overall summary of what happened. But this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. It's been fun. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Ada for joining me today. Next week, a lot of songs again. We like Johan, Card, KDA, Blackpink. That's the big one, right? And Day 6. Those are some big songs.
We'll pick a couple. You can't say we're gonna do all of them, but
no, I'm really curious about the KDA and the Blackpink though, for sure. We'll see you guys next week when we cover some new songs and do more crazy stuff and say more weird things. But big surprise, Warren likes BTS now, so that was a thing. But we'll see you guys then. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Based, Mina, Jenai, Goku Mama, Jacob, Malfiar, NJ Park, Nam Wilson, Tier. Thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K-Music Erday, Malfiar, No Bias Nuna, Tuggle, V, and Wolf297.